Thank you so much, and thank you for inviting me. As was indicated, we're in the middle of a committee mock-up in the Judiciary Committee, so I'm going to have to jut in and jut out. I'm not exactly sure how I got selected to be doing this anyway, but I'm honored and flattered that you would ask me to say a few words before you begin what I know is going to be an interesting and informative discussion. The Copyright Alliance is to be commended for pulling this together and for its ongoing role as one of the most valued educational resources and advocacy organizations in the copyright arena. I congratulate you on your efforts, particularly in the area of exposing tremendous harms that intellectual property theft inflicts on the industry and the U.S. economy. I know you're going to be well served with one of the panelists, who is the Register of the Copyright Office, whose expertise we freely exploit, not plagiarize or we just exploit it outright here on the Hill. And we thank her, obviously, for her leadership and your recent announcement that the study on rogue websites would remain a priority for your office even after we do whatever we're going to do in Congress if we ever get it done. So that's very important. According to independent studies, U.S. intellectual property reliant companies account for more than 7.7 trillion, that's with a T, not a B, trillion dollars, employ more than 19 million workers, and account for more than 60% of U.S. exports. Intellectual property theft, however, costs the U.S. economy more than $100 billion annually and results in the loss of thousands of American jobs. It's extremely important, therefore, that we work to protect American intellectual property from copyright parasites in all industries. And what we found over the last years is that this may have started out as a music proposition, but it is now rampant and it's a crisis in all industries. We believe we've made some progress over the years toward greater copyright education, enforcement, and protection, but we are now facing a very serious threat, the combination of an increasingly global marketplace and the convenience of the internet. Those two things have merged to introduce a new wave of copyright violations that are hard to detect and even harder to prevent or prosecute because quite often they take place across international borders. We're still fighting to provide law enforcement officials and rights holders with effective remedies to fight copyright infringement emanating from beyond our shores. That's why I'm pleased to be, even though I got on the bill a day late, and everybody is complaining about that, I just wanted to read what I was co-sponsoring. I did become a co-sponsor of H.R. 3261, the Stop Online Piracy Act, which is a bipartisan piece of legislation that aims to combat the theft of U.S. intellectual property online. I believe that the bill represents a good faith step toward, after months of discussions and negotiations between multiple stakeholders and staff of members of Congress, including my own staff as the ranking member of the Intellectual Property Subcommittee on Judiciary, to craft a legislative solution to the problem of online theft of intellectual property, which has reached crisis proportions. And The bill has been introduced. We still got a long way to go. The Senate has passed this version of the bill. We've learned a lot since the Senate version of the bill was passed out of committee over there. And I think our product is a step improvement in what the Senate did, but we're still taking input. We have not closed our minds and ears for good ideas about how to solve this problem. Solving this problem of online piracy and counterfeiting is a serious challenge that will require ongoing dialogue and consideration of a number of issues. Bill is a good start that will help focus that dialogue and consideration, and I believe this forum discussion is a useful part of that ongoing dialogue. Again, I thank the Copyright Alliance for educating the public on initiatives to protect copyright in music, movies, photography, software, sports, and video games, and all other areas that you cover. And I thank you for the opportunity to be here. I wish I could stay and listen to all the witnesses, but I may get back. But it looks like we might be in judiciary for the balance of the afternoon, marking up bills. So I thank you for the opportunity to be here. Have a great discussion, and I'm looking forward to reading the book and hearing what you all have to say about the book, although they say it's not going to be an analysis or a critique of it. It's going to be a discussion. So be civil as we try to be in this institution.
Thank you so much, Congressman.